President Bongbong Marcos underscores the importance of unity among ASEAN countries amid violations of international law. The 15 Filipino crew members of the container ship that was hit by missiles in the Red Sea are now all safe and accounted for. And Tropical Depression Kabayan is forecast to make 2 landfalls, the first one over in Surigao del Sur or Davao Oriental tonight. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's a roundup of stories we're watching now. I'm Riza Diaz. We begin the newscast with President Bongbong Marcos highlighting the importance of unity among countries at the 50th commemorative ASEAN-Japan Friendship and Cooperation Summit. In his intervention, Marcos mentioned North Korea's missile test and the unilateral actions in the South China. The president said these geopolitical movements continue to threaten peace and stability in the ASEAN region. He also cited the worsening violence among ASEAN member countries like in Myanmar and called for a collective action to alleviate the situation. Marcos said the Philippines is keen to cooperate with Japan to enhance new technologies for sustainable agriculture and food security. Marcos is now in Tokyo for the 2-day summit, where at least 5 investment deals with Japan are also expected to be signed. The Migrant Workers Department says all 15 Filipinos on board the ship that was attacked in the Red Sea are all safe. On Friday, Liberian flag vessel Jasrah was attacked by Yemeni Houthi rebels with a missile drone. The vessel was crossing the Bab al-Mandeb Strait connecting the Red Sea when the incident happened. Now, DMW officer in charge, Hans Leo Kakdak, issued instructions to the department's sea-based operation units to continuously monitor the situation and ensure the safety of the Filipino seafarers. Now, another series of transport strike looms ahead of the December 31st deadline for PUV consolidation. Groups Manibela and Piston reportedly plan to conduct a 2-week strike in protest against the PUV modernization program. Transport groups held series of strikes in the previous weeks, the latest being last December 14 and 15. For its part, the Metropolitan Manila Development Authority, or MMDA, says they are ready to enforce measures for commuters. The agency has insisted that recent strikes were not able to paralyze the Metro's transport system. We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. Tropical Depression Kabayan is expected to make landfall over Surigao del Sur or Davao Oriental tonight. Kabayan was last spotted some 440 kilometers east of Davao City. It's packing maximum winds of 55 kilometers per hour and gustiness of up to 70 kilometers per hour. The tropical depression is forecast to move westward over the next 2 days. Now, after its initial landfall, it is expected to cross the rugged terrain of Mindanao and emerge over Bohol Sea or Sulu Sea. Kabayan is forecast to make another landfall over Palawan by Tuesday morning. Now, for now, signal number 1 is hoisted over parts of Visayas, particularly in Samar, southern portion of eastern Samar, Leyte, southern Leyte, Bohol, and Camotes Islands. Signal number 1 is also hoisted over parts of Mindanao. These are Dinagat Islands, Surigao, and Agusan provinces, parts of Davao and Bukidnon, Misamis Oriental, and Camiguin.
Posible po itong lumabas na ating area of responsibility by December 19 o December 20 po. Hindi po natin nirule out again yung possibility na magkaroon pa po tayo ng mga low pressure systems or eventually maging tropical cyclone po siya. Pero yun po, patuloy po tayo nagmo-monitor dito sa Pag-asa.
The Israeli government says a new negotiation dialogue with Palestinian group Hamas will take place to recover more hostages in Gaza. A Reuters source said Israel's lead negotiator already met with Qatar's prime minister. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said he had already given instructions to negotiation team. News of a new round of negotiations came after Israel's military disclosed that troops had accidentally killed 3 hostages who approached them with a white flag after escaping Gaza. Now, in November, a 4-day truce took place, which prompted the release of over 100 hostages held by Hamas in exchange of captives in Israeli jails. Now, as the holidays draw near, migrants in New York City face a harsh reality: the looming threat of eviction from shelters. More details in this report by the Associated Press.
A mí me dijeron que este país era diferente, pero no.
As Karina Abando walks her son to school, she knows the clock is ticking. The 38-year-old migrant from Ecuador moved into the Row Hotel, now a New York City shelter, 3 weeks ago, but now she needs to find a new home. Hers is one of thousands of migrant families in New York's shelter system that have been told they need to clear out and either reapply for shelter housing or find their own way in the coming weeks.
Yo le dije a mi hijo que aprovechen, disfruten el hotel, que estamos con un techo ahorita, porque ya nos van a mandar. Ya nos van a mandar y vamos a estar ya a dormir en el tren o en la calle. Y mi hijo solo se puso a llorar y dijo, tengamos fe.
Mayor Eric Adams' office says some families will receive a holiday reprieve, but no decision has been conveyed to many of the more than 3,000 families that have been issued notices so far. Ana Vasquez, a 22-year-old from Venezuela, is 8 months pregnant. She recently received her notice to leave the Row Hotel by January 8th, less than 2 weeks after her baby is due.
Pediríamos acá al hotel que nos dejen. Si no nos dejan, pues no sé qué haríamos. No tenemos como un plan de escape si no podemos alquilar. Es difícil la situación. Y más con un bebé.
The first wave of New York's migrant families was expected to reach their 60-day shelter limit just days after Christmas. The city, overwhelmed by asylum seekers, has warned there's no guarantee they'll get to stay in the same shelter or even in the same part of the city.
Those families are panicked right now. They could be hours from the closest school or the school that they are currently enrolled in. All of the services and the connections and the community that they've been building in the place where they currently are, all of that could go away.
Many families fear they will have to go through the same process as single adult migrants who line up in the early mornings to petition for a new shelter stay. Some are able to secure 30 more days. Others cannot.
We are here every day. People are here every day. Even if you get a shelter, it's for a short time, like 30 days. It means you are not even going to sleep. Because every single day, you are waiting for the guard to come to wake you up to tell you, listen, tomorrow you need to leave. You need to leave.
Obando's 19-year-old son and his wife have already been forced to leave the Row Hotel. On January 5th, she fears her and her 2 younger sons will meet the same fate.
Como madre, me duele. Está durmiendo en el tren, en la calle, con frío. Y sí me duele mucho. Y ya mismo nos toca a nosotros también.
And those are the top stories of the hour. I'm Riza Diaz. We are One News.